But no, it seems like we're just going to progress fine. I mean, sometimes it switches, but sometimes I suppose it doesn't. So Abaddon and Invoker, 2 heroes that were fanned out first phase last game. No surprise. Or at least nothing new. No Meepo, I think, banned out Earth Spirit or Lone Druid. They banned out Lone Druid last game. And Omnipotent might have banned out the Earth Spirit, but no Meepo banning out the Dazzle. So it's a defensive support, and it's actually really popular with amateur teams. It's a very high impact hero if used correctly. And OD banned out, and I am not surprised that no Meepo might just pick up another strong mid and grab the Death Prophet. But you know what? Why fix what ain't broke? And they're grabbing the Lina. And Omnipotent pulling out all their stops, grabbing a Magnus, possibly a favorite hero of theirs, as you usually don't see it in first phase, and it is not something to be banned. And they trust in the Juggernaut, and I like that. I don't think the Juggernaut did decent. He did okay. I mean, given his circumstances, I'm surprised he got a poor man's shield or phase boots. But I really like that they're sticking with the Jugs. I think it's a good hero. I think it's great against Lina. And empowering, and now, now this makes, the Magnus picks make a lot of sense. You can empower him, so if he gets trashed as hard as he did last time in lane, if the lane is as much of a nightmare as it was, then yeah, no Meepo just going for the exact same thing, and Overlords need to ban Tusk. Overlords need to ban Tusk right now. But no Meepo could ban out a defensive, but yeah, you empower your Jugs, he can get farmed. It's as if he has a Battle Fury, buffs his damage a little bit, and even if he has a bad start, can really contribute in these team fights, so... Yeah, no Meepo just trying to go for the same draft, and I think they should ban Oracle would be good. The Death Prophet ban was unnecessary. They already picked Magnus in the mid. Omnipotent should ban Tusk. Tusk and AM should be their bans, because that if especially with Dazzle not available, because if Omnipotent were like we grab Dazzle. I mean, it was banned out in first base, but if Omnipotent were like Dazzle Jugs, it'd be like, cool, we don't have to ban the Tusk because we have Grave. But I think no Meepo should ban Oracle, but they're actually going to ban out the Void. Oracle's another really good defensive support, and actually has a ton of kill potential. Omnipotent, I would like to see the Tusk ban, but they're going to ban out Ember. Maybe grab Tusk for themselves? Because if no Meepo want to keep doing the exact same draft that they did, they just might. And Witch Doctor, an okay support, actually pretty good in tri-lanes. But it's good in and against tri-lanes because of Cask, but he needs to get a point in Voodoo Restoration. I see so often that a lot of these amateur teams will skip Voodoo Restoration until very late into the game, and that spell has massive healing, and in a tri-lane situation, especially against an aggressive tri, you really want to be able to keep sustained up. You can't let them just re-engage, and yeah, no Meepo, no surprise, going for the same draft. Omnipotent, they need a support like a Bane, something to be, and actually Disruptor is a very good defensive support. You can glimpse them back after they get, or cage them in, so Omnipotent know what they want, but no Meepo. This time they don't have the OD. They could go Queen of Pain. It's another aggressive mid. I would like to see Queen of Pain. I mean, what do they have this? I mean, they have the Disruptor, that's it. Maybe TA, if you want something with a little bit more late game potential. Puck is okay. It's got good ganks, and if they want to just fight early, Puck is actually a pretty good choice. Queen of Pain, if she builds Ags, would be an awesome choice. Maybe they go like a Viper, get a mech, but that doesn't seem like it's going to fit their style. I think Queen of Pain, go Ags as your first item, then like a BKB, and then like a Scyther Shivas or something. Or what? I think it's like Ags, Orchid AC is a build. Like Ags, BKB AC is one of the quap builds. Right? She's more right-click focused. So they could do that too. TA wouldn't be bad though. I think TA might be an okay pick. But would struggle in team fights against the Disruptor and the Witch Doctor. And obviously Queen of Pain would have problems with Static Storm, but I think she provides so much damage and does so much of what no Meepo want to do, and is actually probably even a better mid-game... Okay, probably not because Outworld is a very powerful hero, but is a very good mid-game mid-hero who can get aggressive as soon as she hits 6. Carry a TP, have a Mango or just like a bottle, and TP every time you have Sonic Wave, TP to a lane and get kills. Every single time. I mean, and no Meepo is from what I've seen just that last game, is the kind of team who will do that. They will have Sonic Wave up and be like, you know what? No one's died in 20 seconds. Let's go kill someone. And they will. And they're actually going to go for a Shadow Fiend. This hero has fallen off quite a bit. Silencer banned out by Omnipotent. Probably trying to defend their very spell-focused draft, but I don't think no Meepo would have gone for it anyway. They're looking for their offlaner. And let's see. There's Darkseer. Darkseer would be pretty good for no Meepo. No Meepo should probably ban... they ban TA, but both teams looking for an offlane hero. But maybe Omnipotent run Mag in the offlane. So, I guess if there's mids left, it'd be Queen of Pain. And if there's offlanes left, Clock did good work for them last game. But honestly, against Lina and Slardar, his cogs is a casket. And I do like the Tidehunter, but here's the problem. I love Tidehunter. The issue is Tidehunter has a ton of downtime. When he uses Ravage, there is so much downtime. And no Meepo, their draft is like, you know what? Let's just get kills. Every single time we see someone, let's snowball, let's crush, let's light strike array, and let's eat them. We will eat them. And when Ravage is down, what's your Tidehunter going to do to try to protect your team? And, oh man, a Timbersaw. This is a very greedy pick. I think no Meepo drafted an extraordinarily greedy draft. But if they execute as well as they did last game, then it will not be a problem. So, looks like we're going to have a tri-lane again. And the problem, no Meepo's draft is actually pretty weak late game. But Omnipotence isn't amazing late game either. But Omnipotent, I'm a little worried about Overlords here. We'll see. I mean, no Meepo decided, you know, our tri-lane worked wonderfully last time, but now Overlords should be ready for it. Maybe we'll be able to kind of recover, maybe stabilize, or provide some triage, prevent the bleeding, so to speak, because last game they were hemorrhaging. And alright, so this time we have Overlords playing on the Dire, and it's Masi-sama on Mag, Tempo, playing Witch Doctor, Mental Case, swimming up from the Tidehunter, and Storm on the Disruptor, and this guy hasn't loaded in on what was that other hero they picked, Juggernaut. And then, yeah, wait. Yeah. OGJT Money, I feel like that's a different person playing the Juggernaut. Alright, and on the side of no Meepo, who just displayed pure dominance last game, love Anti-Mage, Pones, Lumber Pilot, Navasio, and Understand. Most of them, Lumber Pilot, Navasio, and Understand, playing the same heroes they played last game, but if they do it half as well this game, then it is definitely the right call. And then we have Pones on a Shadow Fiend. This hero farms up very fast, comes online mid-game, but stacking has been nerfed, and this is part of why he fell off. I mean, he's basically vanished in the competitive scene, but who knows? And was this a ward? It's a courier? Okay, whatever. And Pones playing the Timbersaw, so their draft very greedy, but again, tons of damage and not that reliant on their cooldowns, and it seems like no Meepo love to play fast-paced games of Dota. Let's see how Overlords respond to the inevitable threat of an aggro tri-lane this time. And is this Shadow Fiend? Masi-sama, they're going to try to contest Rune, but these three heroes have so much control. Alright, three heroes smoked up. Are they going to go around this way? No, they're going... Yeah, okay, they're going to go around. They want to catch them here, so it'd be a really bad fight to get pincered at. But at the same time, there's only three heroes, and there's four heroes, so a cask into a kinetic field, into spin, into like a shockwave would be really scary. And Lina has been spotted out. They know, so this gank will very likely fail, but maybe not. Both teams ready to fight. But Pones going to get this rune for free, and Mental Case, and actually, yeah, this is not surprising. They did the same thing. They put their offlaner in the safe lane, and they get both of those runes, but no kill going to be found. They do get both runes, so at least they got the runes, but no Meepo going to be playing as aggressively this game as last time. Alright, this mid matchup favors the Shadow Fiend. Favors the Shadow Fiend. He's doing a good job controlling creep aggro to make sure that his range creep dies, so it will be closer. The Rave will be on his side of the map, but Mag, once he gets Bottle, will be okay, because he can just spam Shockwave. The bot lane heavily favors Timbersaw. Timbersaw is very happy in this lane. Tidehunter struggles against that hero a lot, and it's going to be a great Timbersaw lane. And this tri-lane... Close, very similar story. as last game, but I think Overlord supports are better equipped to deal with it. They have better defensive potential. Because last game, it was a lot more about, like, you know what, we're going to get... Like, last game, I think it was Overlords who wanted to get aggressive, and actually Shadow Fiend hitting a double raise, or at least a raise, and Magnus getting very low, but able to heal up. Yeah, this Timber is going to have a great time in lane. But this, anyways, as I was saying about their tri-lane, about Overlord's tri-lane, they have a better defense. They have better defensive capability this time. Last time, Venge and Ogre were going to throw stun in a slow, and then they were going to die anyway because the stuns don't last very long. And yeah, Tidehunter are going to get beat up by this Timber. It's not a good lane for him, as I've said before. But now these supports can protect. I think you should get Voodoo Restoration at level 2, and he'll get Glimpse at level 2. So will definitely help them keep their heroes alive. You can Glimpse, you can Kinetic Field, you can Spin, and you can do Voodoo Restoration, provide some healing.
Got it.
So Sergeant, Mental Case, still doing okay in his lane, decent farm. But Timber, no surprise, going to outfarm him. Bottle on the way for our Shadow friend. OG, he's farming up okay, but he's kind of leading the bottom of the pack there with his last hits. So another rough lane, and that's just the effectiveness of a tri-lane. First, these two heroes can no longer rotate, and the other lanes are just so favorable to no Meepo. Like, Timber is going to have a... Oh man, Timber is like in a dreamland against Tidehunter, and Shadow Fiend shouldn't have any problems really against this Magnus. And there is a dive bot lane. Lumber Pilot does get stunned up, though, and Maledict. The Spin doing a lot of damage, no stuns, and both teams just going to have to disengage from this fight. But Magnus, once again, extremely close to dead. I can't believe I almost missed that. But this is going to be... man, things are looking rough, because Tide getting free farm? Okay, whatever, who cares? Timber getting free farm? Early game, when you have no natural BKB carriers on your team, and your supports are very squishy, and your mid laner is a strength hero, yes, that is a lot more... That's something to be very concerned about. Oh, and you have no really reliable lockdown for the Timbersaw who can build BKB and just Timber Chain out of your Kinetic Field Static Storm, and a Snowball's coming in. OG does not have mana for Spin, does have a Mango though, so can, but might just go down anyway, getting right-clicked up, but getting... Spin, maybe just able to get away, and in fact, it might be Navasio to go down. Maledict should trigger and kill him. Will he survive? No! First blood goes to Tempo, but a return kill on the Witch Doctor. So he gets first blood, so probably happy with that. And actually now, Crush comes out, and it could be Tempo. It could be Storm in trouble. The Dragon Slave, and it's now a 2-for-1 trade. And if they're not careful, it could be 3-for-1. OG was taking up the creep wave. A lot of damage. Shadow Fiend grabs a bounty rune, going back mid. So that tri-lane, not quite as action-packed as before, but still... very exciting. Mango on this Juggernaut, so if he needs to spin, he can. Man, they just want this. They want this. But no mana on Lina and no mana for Oh, Mango. This is a very greedy dive if they do go for it. Anti-Mage actually playing Shadow Fiend this time. Like they want a kill, but it's too close to the tower. Would be very dangerous. I think they should start pulling from here. Like if someone had pulled right then they could force them into fights that they don't want to take. You could force Overlords into fights that they don't want to take. I mean, no Meepo clearly don't give a damn about farming and just want to fight, fight, fight. Mag probably just going to be spamming that thanks to that Arcane Rune. Timber having a good time down bot. Level 6 already. Tidehunter also level 6 though, so both of them capable of rotating. And definitely capable of finding kills. In fact, I think Tidehunter needs to have a TP scroll on him right now. But if he TPs, he won't be able to Ravage. Missing the Crush, so no kill going to happen. Lina level 4, Tusk level 2, so similar story as last game, but Lina actually has the highest levels now. And actually, it's Anti-Mage getting low this time. That Arcane Rune able to spam out these shockwaves, and he might just go for a dive, and yes he is. Love Anti-Mage is going to be in trouble and actually going to go down. Very well played from Masi-sama, and maybe a little bit of a greedy choice to stick around from Love Anti-Mage. I might just call him Love, because I'm afraid I'll just be like, greedy choice of anti-mage to stay, and people who haven't been watching are gonna tune in and be like, there's not an anti-mage in this game. This guy's retarded. But anyways, so OG doing a Has farm is not great. He's still bottom of the pack, getting out farmed by the Slardar. Mental Case, level 7 now, has going to be maxing Kraken Shell, I guess. Oh no, getting a point in Gush. Timber will probably go for a Bloodstone. Bloodstone has mostly been phased out of the vast majority of heroes no longer build Bloodstone. And they have Vision of Tusk. Tusk could be in trouble. He has Snowball. He's going to defensively Snowball, probably back to a creep or even onto an enemy hero. And yes, it is onto an enemy hero, but good cast. And it's going to be really hard for them to take this fight since the cast had bounced very nicely. Voodoo Restoration doing work, keeping him alive, and he still has Voodoo Restoration and a Mango. Trying to drop that, but now Lumber Pilot needs to be careful. Trapped up, but shouldn't go down here. And Storm needs to be careful because he's taking a lot of creep damage and actually might just pop, but understand also extremely low, and this should be his death. No wand, and he does pop to the Disruptor Bolt. So this tri-lane definitely going better for Overlords this time, but I am still really worried for them. Was talking about Shadow Fiend's building. No, it's just Bottle Crow. But he could be going for the S&Y build. Maybe we'll go the mech. I think the S&Y build more suits NMP style. The S&Y is the very aggressive choice, and I think if no Meepo had to make the choice, they'd make the aggressive choice. So Love doing good, has top CS just like last game, but not quite as far ahead this time. Has actually died once due to good play from Mossy, who's also farming pretty well and will be a very huge benefit to his team. And will close on that Blink Dagger very soon. So long as he doesn't die, he'll have a very well-timed Blink Dagger. Lena picking up a smoke. Looks like they're going to start getting aggressive. Maybe they want to go for that Magnus, but actually they're going to go for Tidehunter. And Timbersaw, oh, just barely able. Will Ravage committed. And Timber will maybe find this kill. And Timber Chain does get the kill, but now Mossy-sama there. A good shockwave and gets the return, so both offlaners die. But that's huge because it finishes Magnus's Blink Dagger. This game going much better for Overlords. Maybe now that they understand kind of how no Meepo play, they're able to react like very efficiently to it and are even able to trade favorably and might actually have a gold lead right now. Actually, no. A 600 something gold lead for no Meepo, so a staggering, almost insurmountable lead for them. But I think Overlords are playing very well in spite of how last game went. I mean, a lot of teams, if they got beat up that bad, would just give up. They would be like, alright, well, they're better than us, and I don't want to play anymore, because it happens. It's salt. But very professional and very admirable quality of Overlords to stick to this. And it looks like they're rotating their support spot. Want to find levels on their Tusk and their Lina. Mag, sitting top. Amped up, though. But Shadow Fiend just going to sit in mid and farm. Timbersaw has arrived. Looks like Juggernaut could be in trouble. And a good spin. And it looks like Juggernaut will go down, but an awesome RP! Juggernaut will barely survive, and now these three heroes in trouble! The Timbersaw throws his Chakram, but it's not going to find anything. And just an amazing RP, and Pones might actually pop to the Malediction, and in fact, he will. Fantastic RP from Mossy-sama, keeping his teammates alive, and that will be a huge detriment to no Meepo, who devoted a lot of resources to find that kill, but were able to find anything, and Timbersaw actually losing his life up there, but still not, and now will be even further from his Bloodstone. So Overlords playing very well this game, showing no Meepo that despite how last game went, they definitely have it in them to take a game, and no Meepo gonna have to think about that. But Anti-Mage Love on his way to whatever his first item is. Might just buy a Yasha. I mean, he has enough gold for whatever he wants except a Blink Dagger. So we'll see. What is he going to go for? This will be a big deal and is going the S&Y. So that is the more aggressive option. It provides less beef to your team, but lets him fight better. Man, Mossy playing a great Magnus, and no wonder this was their first pick. So Timber still doing okay, but has died twice now. Definitely, despite his good start in lane, Tidehunter's now caught up in last hits and is probably totally happy with how this game is going. I mean, Tide is a hero that's like, I have Ravage, yeah, and you don't need much more than that. But, I mean, a Blink Dagger, of course, and especially against No Meepo's team, you'll need a Blink Dagger. They're very they can be kind of slippery, and you want to get the jump on No Meepo. And OG needs to be careful. With amp damage on him, he takes a lot of damage, and I just missed Disruptor get eaten alive by Lina. I'm guessing, nope, Laguna Blade was not committed, so they still have the Laguna, and Tide does not fare, as someone who's played a lot of Tide, he does not fare well against Lina, or Timber, or Shadow Fiend. Any magical damage hero is extremely difficult for him to deal with, and No Meepo are like, we weren't able to get our first objective, so we're going to get this one. They got to be careful for the Ravage. If he gets it, and he does, and now it looks like a return's on the way. A Deathward, Lumber Pilot in danger, going to go down, and an RP catching Love, and now he's going to pop too. Gets skewered back. He's trying to get his ult off, but not able to find anything. An amazing, just great, really well-timed rotations from Overlords, and an awesome Ravage, saving Mental Case's life and their tower, and not a single hero was lost, though 2 heroes from No Meepo going down. Overlords slowing down the game to a point where No Meepo might have a problem as the game develops into the late stages. Overlords just putting up a wall this game. They're trying for another kill. They have Laguna Blade, might be able to find the Tidehunter. They do just get the Tidehunter. Good crush on 2 heroes. OG might go down too. Skewer away, but will go down to the Slardar, and then now an amp damage on Tempo. He's in trouble. Could get crushed. Gets blocked up and is going to get crushed. A triple kill so far. And a great light strike away from Lumber Pilot. And now Masi-sama going to join his teammates in the grave. An ultra kill for Understand. Great fight for them and recovering nicely. Just showing poise after losing a pretty harsh fight. And dragging that gold graph right back up towards them.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. The Dire have reinforced.
So Overlords, they may want to try to do something like, okay, either team should look to Rosh. I think with the Slardar, you can definitely do Roshan. And yes, No Meepo maybe listening to my cast as they are going right for the Roshan. It's definitely something they have, but it is scouted out by the kinetic field. They might want to be careful. There's no static storm and there's no Ravage, so maybe they know if they keep that in mind, they can maybe take a fight. But RP cooling down in just a few seconds, and No Meepo making the right call, backing out. But a DD now on Shadow Fiend. This fight could be a disaster for Overlords if they take it, but all it will take is a well-placed oh boy, Magnus getting ready. He wants to Ravage, glimpse back on Slardar. Love needs to be careful. Tempo, a very squishy hero, and going to die in a matter of seconds. Witch Doctor out of position, but maybe baiting an amazing RP, but Light Strike away, preventing the skewer. Great play from Lumber Pilot, and despite that awesome RP and even a really good Ravage, things are looking pretty bad. Sergeant Mental Case going down, but Juggernaut in the back will pop to those heroes, and it looks like a 5-man wipe may be what's coming up next. Timbersaw going crazy and does get a double kill for Navasio, so awesome Light Strike away from Lumber Pilot, saving his team for what would have surely been a disastrous RP skewer combo. And Tempo going down, and good TP. He will pop to the Maledict without getting healing, but now Maledict will not do any damage, and Slardar will heal to full. Although they did kill Love on the Shadow Fiend, it's not looking great for Overlords, and No Meepo decided, you know what? No more games. They just want to claim this. They want to claim this series and show off. You know what? Remember when we dominated you last game? Yeah, well, we're going to do it again. Things are looking really good for Overlords for a while. OG farming up pretty well. But if we look at the net worth, he's behind the Timbersaw, who almost has who will have Bloodstone in the very near future, although the timing window for the Bloodstone is not that bad. And oh, Magnus is getting a solo kill on the Tusk, and that's unfortunate, and a bit of a boost for the mag, so not a bad pick to get. It'll also mean for 30 seconds, you don't have to worry about a snowball coming from out of vision outside of smoke, but Uh-oh, it looks like OG in trouble. Slardar's blink cooling down in a couple seconds, but Witch Doctor there will be able to stop the blink, and Maledict to prevent Slardar from chasing OG any further, so a good rotation from Tempo, protecting his team's carry. And I was told a while ago, I just haven't mentioned it, that Storm, the Ogre Magi, was playing as a stand-in, but now, uh-oh. Looks like Slardar's going in for a crush. Will he find it? He does get OG, and that's the hero they want, and 1 raise, 2 raise, and now Tempo going to go down. A good static Storm, but this Love just hitting so hard. Tusk has arrived. Tempo going to pop under the Requiem, and now Timbersaw has arrived. A good RP, though, but, oh, Timber evaporating this Magnus. Oh, man, no wonder Rhinos are endangered. That was bad, I'm sorry. I was trying to think of something clever to say, but it was just bad. Oh, I should have said he was endangered, or Overlords is endangered. I don't know. But yet another dominant showing from No Meepo, dragging, just forcing, just building an ever-mounting pile of gold in their favor. Shadow Fiend, Yasha, probably completed, and now with his SNY, a fairly good time.
Top tower is under attack.
So, if I were Overlords to get back in this game, ward very defensively, don't smoke gank. I actually really think they should like do the opposite of smoke ganking because they won't find kills. And it looks like OG in trouble, able to spin off the Slardar ult, but will maybe go down, is maybe just fast enough, but blink cooling down. Does he want this? Understand really wants this and does get the kill on him, but maybe gonna glimpse someone back. Tidehunter looking for a Ravage, gets the Ravage, but glimpse on Understand, and Understand will be the sacrifice, but I think that is a more than good enough trade, and he was even killed by the tower, so the gold, still a bit, but not amazing, and just slowing down this Juggernaut is huge. He doesn't have Perseverance yet. He's trying to go for the Battle Fury build, but 10k gold lead in favor of No Meepo. And I think the Battle Fury build is the correct choice. I don't think you can even think about taking a fight against No Meepo right now. Tusk will maybe try to TP, but no. But if he gets skewered, no skewer. So Tusk able to get away to safety. Timbersaw completing his Bloodstone. Lumber Pilot has a Yule's just about, only needs the Voidstone. Love, 1600 gold. I wonder if he's going to go for maybe a BKB next, would be the natural follow-up. Might backtrack for the mech, though it loses a lot of its value as the game develops. But actually going to go HOD, an item to tank him up, give him lifesteal, and maybe dominate a creep and help him take Roshan. Something I think No Meepo may revisit soon.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And it looks like Overlords grouped up as 5 in the top lane. Maybe want to claim a tier 1 tower, get a nice little boost of gold. It'd be their first tower of the game, and be a welcome addition, but they are all TPing back because they don't want to trade their T2s.
Bottom tower is under attack.
So OG getting some farm, but still so far behind the net worth, behind both the supports of No Meepo, so things looking still very grim, even though for a little while there was a bit of a bright spot, a couple minutes where it was Overlords who seemed to be dictating the pace of the game, but perhaps that was a wrong call after all. Instrumental Case has his Blink Dagger. I believe he's had it. He used it last fight right here when they ravaged the Slardar. There is no Ravage, and I don't think Overlords have any business fighting without the Ravage. That's really greedy. That's just dumb, honestly. Fighting without Ravage is dumb. It's not greedy, it's dumb. And now Mental Case going to go down to the Timber, and just his friends have arrived, a Laguna Blade to ensure his death. And now, but it looks like good setup from them, but a great Light Strike Array on 3 heroes. Lena still somehow alive, but will go down in the end. But will it be enough? I mean, no, RP isn't there, I don't think. Yeah, RP was used, and now another 5-man wipe for Overlords. And man, Lumber Pilot playing this Lena so well. His Light Strike Arrays have done awesome work canceling what looks to be really bad situations for his team, preventing skewers. Like, earlier at Roche, preventing the skewer back here was huge. I think if he, honestly, if that Light Strike Array hadn't hit the Magnus, I could see No Meepo as losing this game. They could easily be losing this game.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And now Love pushing in. Tusk will be the one going for the mech. Love sitting on 2k gold, maybe going for a BKB, might just be like, I want a Satanic. But we'll see. And our Overlord's going to be aware that this Roshan may be happening. Understand, going into the pit, trying to pop the Rosh's Lincolns, and is going to do so. And this is going to die really fast thanks to the presence of the Dark Lord and Slardar. This Rosh will die very fast. RP not up for 30 seconds, so what can they really do? No Static Storm either, and oh man, Masi-sama trying to get something out, but not able to. And Slardar forcing himself down to the low ground, so well played from him. Now Timber, is this really the right play, buddy? He has his... And he gets glimpsed back and may be in trouble here. Death Ward ready, but they're just going to back off. And Ravage, now off cooldown. So Overlords will be able to make a good defense, but Shadow Fiend has the Aegis. And he's already not that easy for them to bring down, so understand, really looking for something, but has to be careful that he doesn't get caught out. Navasio and him just eating up these cast bounces. Navasio eating up a lot of these cast bounces, but that is another T2 claimed for NMP.
Bottom tower has fallen.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And it looks like Sergeant Mental Case might be in trouble, but able to walk away safely. Timbersaw finishing his Bloodstone has 13 charges and going for an Aghanim Scepter or an Octarine Core next. Either is pretty good. The gold graph now almost 20k in favor of no Meepo. The XP graph equally as menacing. So no Meepo once again dominating. Maybe slipped for a little while, but suddenly changed their minds. This is just... I mean, I applaud Overlord, I do. In spite of how this is going, they're not afraid to try to continue to take fights, because I think if they give up trying to fight, they'll lose the game no matter what. But there is the possibility that they catch someone out, maybe lock someone down, and find a huge kill on like the Timber or the Shadow Fiend or the Slardar even. And maybe their Juggernaut gets to come online, finish whatever it is he's building, and still so far from that Battle Fury. And at this point, I don't think it's worth it. I mean, he has Perseverance, so might as well, but...
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Maybe he should just go get a Yasha. I would like to see him just get a Yasha and maybe... Yeah, you have Mag. Maybe forgo the Battle Fury completely and get like a Yasha and just try to get SNY and a B... And I think he needs BKB. I know you don't ever want to build it on Jugs. It's not a great Jug item, but he needs BKB or he's just going to die. They did find this ward though, so... It'll be a little bit harder for NMP to siege up high ground. They still have Aegis for probably 3 minutes or so. And Shadow Fiend going to be going for a Butterfly in a valiant effort from Masi to try to drag Shadow Fiend into the base, even though I don't know how useful that would have been. In fact, I think he may have just killed everyone and, you know, went on with his day. Or if he didn't do it, his team would have. NMP need to be careful going into this, though. There is Ravage. But Storm just gets right-clicked to death. Ravage going to come out. Is he going to get it off in time? Pops the Ravage. The Shadow Fiend Aegis is now gone. Lina dead. Understand, in trouble. And now, Love also in trouble. Pops the Requiem. 1 kill. Is the Raze going to have 2 kills? Is the Death Ward there? Great RP. The heroes are trapped, and it's devastating. And Love extremely low. Will they be able to get him with Walrus Punch? Bringing down the Juggernaut. And now Masi could be in trouble. Love barely able to survive that fight. And Tempo actually might be the one to pay the price. Timber and Timber getting a double kill, but will probably pop to Maledict. This cast bounce is doing so much work. But oh, the death of the Timber actually saving Navasio in the end. Not to say it was worth it, but Timber will be back very soon. In fact, Navasio might just be able to man fight this guy. He's backing off now. Disruptor there, running him back. The Storm gets eaten by Shadow Fiend again, and now Love has enough gold to finish his Butterfly. Just went up, healed up in the jungle, and is back to pushing. This Shadow Fiend is just almost too big to fail.
Tower is under attack. Dire locked down their structures.
Nina, level 11. Tide, no Ravage, so needs to be careful. Fort forced out from the Dire, and now Overlords. Things looking pretty grim for them. That fight did not go terribly for them, but it didn't go great either. They lost a lot of their heroes and did not manage to kill the Shadow Fiend, who almost did exactly what I thought. Stood in the middle of the base, died, came back, and killed everyone. now. No fortification ready. Yule's on the tide. Lina really wants this kill, but misses her Light Strike Array. Shadow Fiend does not have BKB though, so I might want to be careful. But the Death Ward going to be doing substantially less damage to him. First, the armor he gets, and second, the evasion works on the first hit of a Death Ward. If it's bouncing, it doesn't. And OG very nearly just died to 2 right clicks from Shadow Fiend. Good thing he got that spin off when he did, and another awesome RP, but will it be enough Static Storm? But he skewers them out of the Static Storm and away from the Death Ward. Mossy, oh no, it was a beautiful attempt, but then just Requiem and an ultra kill for love. He pushed them right into the Requiem of Souls and butchered his own team. A great RP, but the skewer was a bit unnecessary. Magnus, no! Well played from No Meepo and Overlords, putting up a great fight and awesome series to watch and awesome series to cast. I hope you guys enjoyed it, because I definitely did. I believe I will be casting for No Meepo again later today, so thank you guys for tuning in. If you liked my class, please follow. I will be I cast very often and am actually trying to double the amount of time I am casting to maybe twice a game a day, so good game, well played both teams. No Meepo showing off exactly why they're undefeated in their division of the AD2L. Just fantastic play from everyone on their side, but let's not forget great plays coming out from Mossy Sama, especially on that Magnus. It is a hero that he is definitely comfortable on, and in spite of that one tiny mix-up with skewering the Shadow Fiend back, it was a very good RP, so well played from both teams, and I look forward to casting for them both and for the JDL in the future. Thank you guys again for tuning in. This is Nefarious, and I'm signing out. I will see you guys soon.